Hello, everyone, and good morning to you. Welcome to another video tutorial on the USDJPY. And in this video, I will be taking you through my thought process on what my expectation is going to be like on the USDJPY from a technical standpoint. We have been monitoring this pair for some time now, and in fact, during the course of last week trading session, we were able to close the week with over 600 pips on the USDJPY. So last week we took advantage of the buy opportunity right above the 135.150 level, as you can see here. So in my previous video, we have the daily commentaries attached, so you can see how we took this trade and day by day, and how we locked profit and how we added more position to our existing trade. So here it is here on my trading view platform. So for those who would like to have a look into how we took advantage of this opportunity last week, I will be dropping the link to that video right in the description box below for reference purposes. So with that being said, let's dive into the current structure. So since this is going to be a follow-up video to my previous analysis, I will be jumping right into the current structure from where I will be projecting what my expectation is going to be like for this week. Now, if we look at the USD JPY here, obviously it has been on a long-term bullish momentum since the beginning of the year. However, the very important structure that we laid much emphasis on last week was the 135 Japanese yen level. And look at what happened here in the month of August. We witnessed a significant breakout of that structure here, and it took over 2 to 3 months for price action to come back and do a retest of that structure. And in fact, after price retested the structure here, we saw this bullish momentum that started last week, which I told you we took advantage of, which gave us over 500 pips with multiple entries on this one. Going into the new week, we need to understand what is really going on around here. After which we want to be making a decision for the week. Is either price might likely continue to the upside from here to push price further to the upside, or we could be having a breakdown of the key level at the 135 Japanese yen area, where a retest of structure could further send price go to the downside. But at this point in time, considering the long-term perspective here that price action has been on a bullish momentum since the beginning of the year, I'm of the opinion I will be tending towards a bullish momentum for this week, but we shall also keep the option of a bearish opportunity open as well, so that we don't miss out on the opportunity if the opposite is what happens. So before I go into the details on what my expectations are on the lower time frame, it's important I share with you what I was able to pull out on my economic calendar. So this week that we're entering into has series of macroeconomic events that is likely going to be serving as a catalyst for price movement for this week. So here we are on the economic calendar. So we are going to be looking at the macroeconomic event that will be affecting the dollar, the US dollar, and the Japanese yen. So on Tuesday, we have the consumer price index coming up, and the expectation, according to the consensus here, is quite a little bit higher than the previous month. So there is a trend of positivity in the air for the US dollar for this week. So let's see how that is going to happen. Then on that same Tuesday, we have this Tankan Large Manufacturing Index for the Japanese yen to coming up on that day. Then, if we fast forward into Wednesday, we have the Fed interest rate decision coming up. We have the monetary policy statement, and we also have the FOMC economic projection and conference also coming up that same day. So, these are very, very high impact events that participants in this market will be looking forward to as well. Then, if we fast forward into Thursday, we have the retail sales month on month for November coming up as well. We shall be looking forward to this event to see how it's going to be affecting price. So obviously, participants in this market will be looking forward to all these events to be able to make a decision on this pair. and we shall be seeing the reflection of this anticipation on the chart as price action. So let's go back into the chart and let's see what our expectation is going to be like for this week. So I will be scaling down to the 4 hours time frame where I was able to identify a couple of structures which I shall be using to guide our projection for this week. So the first thing we observe here on the 4 hours time frame is that price action has been on a bearish momentum since the later part of the month of October. And as a result of this, I was able to connect the series of lower highs here to give us that resultant bearish trend line that you can see on your screen. However, if we zoom into the current structure here, that is what happened last week. I think in the last couple of weeks, I think that'll be better. One thing we will observe here is the 138 Japanese yen level, which was broken a couple of weeks ago to the downside. And since the breakdown of that structure happened, you can see price has been trading below that structure. Though this level has been a strong demand niche prior to the breakdown of that structure, but since the breakdown of that structure, we have been seeing that sellers have come into this market. However, as soon as price tested somewhere around the 135 Japanese yen level, which I showed you on the daily time frame, so this is the key level on our daily time frame, the 135 Japanese yen area, we saw how price transitioned into a reversal pattern in the form of a double bottom structure, which I shared with you last week. And then we had the neckline of that double bottom structure had a 135.500 level. And with a breakout of that structure last week, it was a good signal for us to join that bullish momentum, which we took advantage of. And as soon as price tested the 138 Japanese yen level, a level which was broken a couple of weeks ago, you can see that we started witnessing a consolidation phase since price tested the 138 Japanese yen level. So at this point in time, I am of the opinion that we are at an equilibrium right now. And why have I said we're at an equilibrium? Well, the current structure we have here has a tendency of going bullish and at the same time has a tendency of going bearish. Now let's take the bearish perspective first of all. Well, if we look at the impulsive move that broke down the 138 Japanese yen level, this is an impulse leg, and the reversal pattern we saw here could likely incite a retracement of that impulse leg, after which we might be seeing a situation where price will be continuing in the direction of the prior leading price action. And if we look at the consolidation phase between the 138 Japanese yen level and the 136.450 area, you will see that we have a technical structure here in the form of a head and shoulder pattern. So we have the left shoulder here, we have the head here, then we have the right shoulder here, which led to the breakdown of the neckline of that reversal pattern at the 136.450. And then we saw retest of structure, which has a tendency of pushing price to the downside. And if this happens, and if price continue to trade below the 136.450 level, breaking down this bullish trend line here, then we might be getting ready to sell the USDJPY with a take profit target sitting around the 131.500 level. And this is as a result of our Fibonacci extension tool, as I was able to project this impulse leg into the future with a aim at around the 127.2 and the 1414 area to give me that TP target for selling opportunities. Then the other scenario that I will be looking forward to is possibility that price will continue to the upside. Remember, I showed you on the daily time frame that price has retested the 135 Japanese yen level that was broken in the month of August. We saw price come back to do the retest of structure, and since then we have been witnessing the bullish momentum since the beginning of this month. And as a result of this bullish momentum, I was able to connect a series of higher lows here to give us that resultant bullish trend line. So at this point in time, I will be calling this trend line a temporary one, as it depends on how price participants in the market relate to the 136.450 level during the early hours of the week that will determine if we are going to be joining a trend continuation to the upside. So as you can see here, we had price respect this bullish trend line a couple of times before we saw this bullish move. Then price appears to come back to do a retest of that bullish trend line, and we have been witnessing buying pressure around this area. So let's see if buy pressure is going to continue here right above the 136.450 level to incite another wave of bullish momentum, where I will be having my take profit target around the 139.500 area here in the meantime. And let's see how price action is going to relate to that structure. So if we are going to be seeing probably selling pressure right below the 139.500 area, we might be getting ready to join another wave of decline to the downside. And if we have a breakout of that structure, then that might likely give us an opportunity to add more position to our existing trade. So these are my views here on the USDJPY for this week, but be rest assured that I will be jumping in the comment section of this video to give you an update on what I plan to how I plan to trade the USDJPY after monitoring how participants in this market will be relating to the current structure here during the early hours of the week. I hope this video has been of immense help in making your individual decision on the USDJPY for this week, and if it did, kindly support this project by clicking the like button. You would also want to follow me on my TradingView platform at Darksherry, DARCSHERRY, so that you don't miss out on the regular updates I normally share on all of my videos. Thank you for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you right in the comment section of this video as we get ourselves prepared for the new week. Do have a wonderful day. Bye bye.